Clearly you're passionate about it. Clearly I understand that. It just wouldn't be appropriate for people from off campus to come. As a campus, there's procedures that we have in place to have approval for that. It's not been followed, and so that's why I'm asking these guys to leave. So I'm going to ask you again. Sure.
If I don't leave, will you? Are you so opposed to me being here that you would call the police and have me arrested?
I'm not sure what I would do. I guess I would just hope that you guys have said you're good Christian people and that we just respect the
our policy.
So,
well, my personal opinion, I do not mean to be disrespectful, but I respect these children that will be killed. 25 of them today in this. 25 a week or
25 a week in Santa Barbara, roughly.
Yeah, 25 a week they're going to be killed. I respect them more than I do this college, but I do respect this college. I just would rather defend the children that are going to be slaughtered. So if you're not going to call the police, even though you wish I would leave, I would like to stay. So, but if you're going to call the police and have me arrested, then I will leave. But if you say I don't know, that's like saying I can, then I'm going to stay. Just so you know, just to make it, you know.
I just have to say that I feel like it's really disrespectful for you to not respect our.
We feel like it's disrespectful to hide the truth of abortion from students at Westmont.
You can choose whatever you think in terms of perspective, but on the one hand, if you're saying that you're following Christ by raising this issue, but you're not being respectful of the total right that we have as a private campus to regulate who can be on campus and who can't, then that is a problem, and I feel like it's not.
Well, all you have to do is tell me you're calling the cops on me, and I'll leave.
Well, as two brothers in Christ, that's what I'm assuming. The fact that you would only leave if we would bring in an authority outside of the body, that's also a problem. So that's where you draw the line, is if someone is actually going to come in with a...
Because there's a moral injustice that's happening today. And
that doesn't have to do with a car that comes in with certain marking with a light on the top.
Well, if there's a lot of, Martin Luther King, there's a lot of people that would not obey the law or would not obey authority.
I understand
because of the extreme injustice that's happening. I mean, literally, if there was a baby dying right there, or a student dying there right now, and you told me that I had to leave and not help that student, I would stay. And that's what I'm trying to do, because there are kids here that will have abortions next week, the week after that. It will happen. But after they see this, we had one girl here already stop and say, I had no idea. I was pro-choice. I just thought it was a blob.
But we don't have a policy against helping a baby on the ground right there.
So as long as it's 3 miles away being aborted at an abortion clinic, then that's okay.
My point is, we have a policy against public demonstrations on campus. It's a public demonstration. There's a way in which one can do public demonstrations. You asked to do that. It was denied. And so,
yeah, as a club, as the Right to Life Club, I appealed that Genocide Awareness Project. So I am not functioning as the Right to Life Club. I'm functioning as an individual doing this now. Now, they can leave. That's fine. They're not tuition-paying students. But I'm not going to leave because you guys have chosen to hide this reality from students here by denying genocide awareness educational program that has proven to have saved babies at every campus we've done it at.
Also, on behalf of the student body, I guess I've already had calls of few girls that have just been very offended by what they've seen, and they didn't have a choice whether to see this picture or not. And I think that's something to seriously consider, because as one student to another, I'm sure that you respect the opinions of other students as well. And of course, we believe that your message is very important, and I stand with you on the same issue. However, I don't stand with you when it comes to not giving people the choice whether to see this or not. And
again, I'd say that I think we need to ask ourselves, do we care more about the feelings of born people or the lives of unborn people? When these are shown, people are going to be offended. I'm offended when I see this. I don't like this. But when they're shown, babies are saved, minds are changed. I began my pro-life work because I saw this, and I'm like, wow, there's a need to do something against this, and I began doing it. And so for us to, and I understand what you're saying, I don't want to do this. Why do you think I appealed Genocide Awareness Project for 3 years in a row? Because I didn't want to have to do this myself. But that's been denied 3 times, and so we have to ask ourselves, do we really care about our being offended so much that we're going to ask these images to be put away? Don't show them to people, just so that we can reserve the feelings of born people on this campus. Do we really care about feelings that much more than lives here?
Well,